The first thing you have to do to get your metal ready is to clean it. This can be done with a metal cleaner. There are a number of cleaners out there that clean metal very well. One being IMS's metal cleaner, which you can buy through Sculpt Nouveau. And this is very important that the metal is cleaned very well before you're ready to put on your primer. This is an epoxy, a two-part epoxy that you can buy at Home Depot, and it's nice for shaping and making into small parts, such as a grommet or in this case a rivet. I'm putting over the top of a screw that I've screwed the metal gutter together with, and it's a two-part, so you have to knead it, and that takes about a minute to get it so that it's even. You want it completely into one color, which is a gray, and then you shape it and put it on. I usually shape it into a little ball if I'm making a rivet, and this hides your screw and it makes it look much more professional and more crafted like. It hardens in about 5 minutes. You can accelerate the hardening by using a heat gun or a hair dryer. Then the next step would be to put on your primer. In this case you would like a really good primer because this is an outdoor piece, outdoor hardware, so there are a number of good primers out there. I recommend Sculpt Nouveau's because it is made to go along with our coating. It has no window meaning their time with which you have to put the coating over the primer. Most primers have a window. Drying time on Sculpt Nouveau's primer is around 6 hours. That's actually called curing time. That's the time in which it's at its full hardness. But you could put on the coating any time after 1 hour, or up to 6 months if you wanted to. So curing is somewhat important, but it's not absolutely necessary. One of the main things that you have to consider when you're using any kind of paint, whether it be primer or the final paint, is you need, if you're going to run it through a spray gun, and we are going to use a spray gun in this particular application, you need to strain it. Straining is very important because of small particles that get into the paint or start to harden over time the longer the paint sits on a shelf. So straining is very important. A strainer you can buy at usually at a market. You can buy one, or let's say a 99-cent store will sell these metal strainers. If you can find a plastic strainer, it's a little bit better because it's more versatile. If you have anything that has any kind of acid in it, then it'll attack the metal, so a plastic strainer is better. And usually I will shake it, and then I will use a paintbrush to try and push some of the particles through. There's very soft particles in there, and they can be pushed through. It doesn't hurt anything. Next we'll talk about the spray gun. This is an HVLP, high volume, low pressure. There's many different ones on the market. The one we're using here is from Harbor Freight. It's a very inexpensive one, but it's a very nice one for spraying our coating, and it will spray pretty much anything Sculpt Nouveau sells. It has a stainless steel body to it with a plastic cartridge, so there's nothing that can get harmed by acids or anything. So that's a very nice one. You need about 90 psi's, anywhere from 70 to 90 psi's to push through the liquid. The thicker the liquid, the more psi's you need to push it through. We are now going to apply the first coat of our metal coating. This is copper coating B. Copper B coating is a real metal suspended in an acrylic. So in essence, you basically are spraying copper onto the metal. Drying time for this coating is anywhere from 1 to 6 hours, and this may vary depending on where you are in the country and the humidity in the country and temperature. Temperature is very important for any kind of coating. 72 degrees is the optimum that you want to spray metal coating at. We are now going to apply the second coat of the copper metal coating B. You can do this a number of different ways. We're going to sponge it on, and we're using a sea sponge, a natural sea sponge. And the more textural, the better. And you can see I'm dabbing it on here. And it's sort of random, and you can have a small amount or a large amount. It depends on what the pattern is you want to create, whether you want a lot of green or a little bit of green. You could also spray the second coat on for a more even looking patina. So you have different choices of what to do. You can also use a brush, and you could slightly stipple it. So there's different methods in which you can apply the second coat to get different effects. After you've sponged on the B copper metal coating, the next step is to put the patina on. It is very important that the metal coating is still wet when you spray on the patina. That way it causes the patina to go into the metal coating and bond with it. This is a light green patina. It takes about somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes for it to start to activate, and you will start to get an apple green patina or lemon green, lime green patina, and it will change over about a 24-hour period. And depending on the humidity, where you are, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, will activate the patina in a different way. After the patina has dried, which may be 1 hour, anywhere to 24 hours, you're ready to install your gutter drain system, and it does not need anything other than what you've done. But if you like, you can put a protective coating over this. We would recommend a coating called Permalac. It's a lacquer that's an outdoor lacquer that will last for about 10 years outdoors over the top of it. One of the things you can do if you're in a dry climate is to use alcohol after you put on the metal coating. Spray on a coat of isopropyl alcohol with 70% alcohol, 30% water. This will extend your wet time, so it gives you more time if you're outdoors to spray on the patina. All the products used in this demonstration can be acquired from Sculpt Nouveau. For more information, you can call our number and talk to either Debbie or Bobby.